ever more competitive global business environment, your company, like a racing car, needs to be running at full efficiency and optimum performance to stay ahead of the pack. Maven Training is dedicated to just that, providing a comprehensive range of project management and program management courses for all levels of staff across the public and private sectors.
Maven has been set up as a project and programme management training company where we provide lots of accredited training courses, examination-based courses for people working in projects. I got to become involved in a lot of projects that were going on, and I just found it so fascinating because it was an opportunity to improve things, to change things, do new things that hadn't been done before. I really like the fact that you work towards a deadline and you've got within a budget, because at the end of that you can actually look back and go, hey, I did that, that was me, that was my hard work. And I think it is so much easier to see what you've achieved in a project environment than it is necessarily in a sort of business as usual, day-to-day kind of environment. So I really enjoyed it. And once I'd finished my graduate programme, there were lots of projects that the bank was doing, and I just got assigned to one of those, and I really made it clear I want to do projects. And I was lucky enough to join a project team. Stayed with one of those for a couple of years, and then went to another project, and basically bigger and bigger projects, taking more and more of a role within the project until I ended up managing project teams on a global basis.
Employing trainers who are experts in their field with an in-depth knowledge of their subject matter, accessibility and succinctly written course materials, Maven Training is an industry leader working to provide a reliable and quality training to improve knowledge and efficiency for the benefit of employer and employee alike.
Well, on a day-to-day basis, most of my time is spent running training courses with 12, 15 people or whatever, getting them through the understanding of Prince2 or managing successful programs. The intention is to try to get people to understand the frameworks that the OGC have published, which give them a really good sort of tool set to manage projects or programs, whichever they're interested in.
Project management is about understanding if you've got to deliver a change or you've got to deliver something new. It's recognising that this is a project because there's a budget that I've got to achieve. I've got to do it within a time frame, and it doesn't have to be just at work. It could be at home, where if you're building an extension, that is a project. It's got to be planned. And that's the essential part about Prince2. It recognises that a project is anything that you've got to plan for that has got money and time associated to it, with a particular set of resources, people with special skills.
It's absolutely essential to have project management skills, whether you're a full-time project manager in an organisation or if you're supporting any change really in the business. And let's be honest, most businesses are going through a huge amount of change all the time.
I got into project management through starting my life as a senior business analyst, and that was a bit of luck actually. The way that it worked is that I was leaving the current department. I had a look around and I thought, well, this is definitely where I want to go. How do I get in there? So I contacted various people, spoke to them, applied for a position, and luckily enough, because I have a training background, because I had enthusiasm and I wanted to deliver, I was able to go into that position. But what I found once I was there, it's very important you've got to have enthusiasm. You've got to want it. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it. So in order to go on to project management, you need to understand what the skill set are. You've got to observe what your project managers are doing around you. Take notes on that, ask questions, work your way up. That's exactly how I did it. And when people started seeing that the way that I worked was to ask open questions, make sure I understood what we were trying to achieve, I automatically asked, do you want to move on to project management? It's because I was able to show understanding of what that role involves.
Maven Training is an industry leader working to provide reliable and quality training to improve knowledge and efficiency for the benefit of employer and employee alike.
I think the increase in the use of projects and project management to achieve operational objectives is going to be one of the biggest challenges, because staff who wouldn't normally regard themselves as in a project environment or as a project manager are increasingly going to be asked to take on that responsibility. Many of those individuals are talented at their particular skill set but haven't been trained in project management previously and are now being asked to suddenly become a star player in projects. I think that is going to be a challenge for any organisation, to make sure that they're actually encouraging staff to understand project management as well as understand the technicalities of their day job.
Project management can be daunting if you're trying to follow a particular set of disciplines, if you're trying to follow a book. What I try and teach is the sort of spirit of project management, using the framework, but in a way that people can adapt it and use it in a very effective way within their business or in their personal life, whether they're planning a house move or a wedding or whatever, they can still use those skills.
Most students pick it up absolutely fine, picking up project management skills. What you tend to find is that people that have never worked on a project are asked to come along because it's part of their development plan, and they want to learn more about project management, and that's great because you've got a blank canvas. They've got no preconceptions, so you can talk them through what is a project. It's the ones that have actually been doing projects and have been doing it probably in an unstructured way, not realising there is a structure that you can follow, that find, well, actually, the light bulb's just gone on. I've just realised what I could gain from this. So 9 out of 10 times when I'm in a training environment, as long as they can see that they're going to get something back from this and it's going to make their life easier at work, you've got them.